That doesn't seem good. Hey folks, it's Florida Deere. Today, we have the unfortunate task of taking out the battery from the 1023 to get it tested. Today's made all the more unfortunate because it's Florida and my AC system in the shop doesn't work. I'm not sure what what's going on with it, but I don't even have the modern convenience of air conditioning in the shop, which kind of sucks. And it's like 8 something in the morning, but it's still hot and nasty humid, which kind of stinks. But anyway, so what we're going to do is I think we're going to disconnect this right here, and I think we're going to have to take off this light and or that light, one of the two lights, and might have to disconnect this bar for the hood latch as well. We'll see. I'll take you guys through it. Okay folks, as you can see, the battery is out, and what I did was I just disconnected, what did I disconnect? No, so you have to disconnect the battery. You have to disconnect the light before you take the light out. And then also there was, I think, just this clip right here goes to right there, I believe, and just clips on like that. So that I just took out of the way. Now it still wouldn't come out, so what I did, hey folks, so there's two ways to get the headlights out. You can back off these 10mm nuts and then get either some sort of special tool or vice grips to crank these stubs, these little stubbies out. I don't know why they're that long, but you can do that, or you can do like I did and just cut them off. Okay, cutting them off is fine. I know somebody's going to say, well, how could you do such a thing? Well, I didn't feel like taking the time to unscrew these with a vice grip, and I didn't feel like going. I actually don't have the tool that goes around that, which it's like a it's like an Allen wrench, but it's like sort of the reverse of an Allen wrench, I guess. Better people probably know what that's called. But anyways, and I'm not sure why they're that long. They're pretty long anyway. So that's all I cut mine off, and all you have to cut off is one side, take the thing off, and then you're good to go. So again, if you want to take the time, or if you have the right tool, you can take the whole stud off after you take the 10mm nut off, or you can just expeditiously cut it off. It'd be good to cut it off initially as opposed to cutting it off after you took the nuts off, and that's what I did. So I would recommend, if you're going to cut them off, just cut them off now and then take the nuts off, and then you'll have an easier time. I did have to grind, like, I think the top one or the bottom one, I can't remember. One was fine, the other one needed some grinding to get it back on there. So anyways, just thought I would throw that into the video as well. A couple options for you to get the headlight out so you can get the battery out. That's what I did. And apparently it is the battery. Having tested by a couple different places just to make sure, because I think when you buy a battery, you're stuck with it. You don't get to take it back and say, oh, that wasn't the problem, right? And so I blew that out. I didn't do a serious cleaning, but we'll do a little bit more. That's quite a bit of stuff there, so I might do a little more cleaning there. But I'm about to reassemble the battery and strap it in and see if it'll work. Okay, so on here you have the screws, and they go through a spring. Again, that's probably for the adjustment somehow. And then you have a spring there, and I have a spring and 2 more nuts there. They go over here. So this kind of just feeds into what's already in the tractor. So that just slides in here, okay? And then the nuts will compress it down into there, okay? Here you actually slide them onto the nuts, and I actually already cleaned up the ends of the threads. So this one went right on. This one I had to scratch down a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there were multiple pieces, multiple moving parts here that you had to keep track of in order to put this back correctly. So we're about to do that, and then hopefully that'll be it. Okay, so I don't want to say one last thing, but this, I think the best thing is to put these things on and then try to slide it in, because then you're trying to get the bolt, the nut, the spring, this flimsy piece here, and then also the light all be together. So the only way to do that is to put the nut on, then I'm going to try to slide it on there. But I wanted to tell you that they have this extra piece right here to make things even more complicated. So I guess thank you, John Deere. Okay, that's the whole thing back together. Battery strapped in, tightened down. These two are there. Those two are there too, but this one, the top one, the back side of it just turns now. So I don't know if it was broke or it just didn't grab the right way. So now I only have 3 nuts holding the light there. Probably not a big issue. I'm not gonna over stress about it. I might try to fix it later at another point, but I've got to get to doing some work with it. And the light plugged in and everything works. So both lights work. Tractor starts up. I do have to put the other panel on over there. I took it off because I was trying to do some troubleshooting to make sure it wasn't something else. So anyway, I probably did beat up the radiator just a tiny bit there. But that was it. So hopefully you don't have to do this. I mean, eventually everybody will. I mean, batteries don't last forever. But hopefully this is helpful if you need to do this. Because I didn't see a video that specifically went over this model for this particular job with the battery. So anyway, if you like this video and it was helpful, please hit the like button. I appreciate that. And consider subscribing if you like John Deere 1 Series or John Deere garden tractors. And I'll see you later. Thanks, bye.